I had the discussion with my wife, because she always knows better than me. She says that Calibre is pronounced Calibre. And I'm like, no, but I had a call with the guy that created the tool and he says Calibre. So I just want to clear this once and for all. How do you pronounce it? I had a misconception of you. And this comes from the discussions in GitHub, right? They call you like
Mhm.
a root maintainer. I don't know, that you're sometimes harsh on people. Do you want to share something about that with us? How's the competition with other terminals? Ghostty is up in the market right now, creating a lot of new features. Western has been in the market for a long time already, right? So why not use the computer like a normal person? Like go to the browser, go to the Explorer, the native Explorer,
Yeah.
and use your mouse a lot. Why all of this love for the terminal? Why do you want to be in the terminal most of the day?
So this is the browser. So it's called Vice, VISE. So you
Okay.
can see it's got tabs on the side, and it's got no Chrome at all. It's got a status bar at the bottom, but that's it.
What's gonna happen with your projects when you're gone? Is there a successor? Are there any plans, or is Kitty dead and Calibre dead when you're gone?
I'm still young enough that I don't expect to die anytime soon. So, uh, so I of course have set up automated tooling so that when I get a long PR, I just shunt it into an AI and ask it for a summary.
Mhm.
Um, so don't really affect me because if it's a long PR, I just get it summarized
You
and
you fight AI with AI.
yes, that's the way to go.
Okay, makes sense. How would you
Uh,
respond to a 2009 PR that you're not gonna merge, that doesn't fit your design goal? You close it right away and you just send them
yeah.
the finger emoji in a
No,
comment there.
I
Okay, so who started the GPU terminals? That's my question. Then was it you
yeah,
or
I think it's a case of
okay?
speaking of workflows. I saw that you migrated to sessions in Kitty. How's it going for you?
I wanted to touch on that. Look, this way. This is how it's going, man. Because
Oh,
like in our previous call, you remember we talked about Tmux, your favorite tool of all times, right? So, um, I didn't know a different way of using the terminal. I use Tmux, and the reason I use Tmux is because of sessions, right? But let me show you
Mhm.
right now, real quick. I don't think you'll be able to see it, right? But I
I
have
can
my
see it. Yeah.
Kitty sessions. Can you see it a little bit there? It's on your
Yes.
phone, I
No,
think, right?
I've got it on my laptop as well now, thanks to your second channel,
Oh,
so I can see
awesome.
it. I can see it quite well.
So I have my sessions. I can switch to my dot files pretty fast. I can switch to my blog post if I want dot files again. Because
Mhm.
that's what I like doing. I like keeping the sessions that I use the most a key press away, right? So if I want to go back to my
Mhm.
daily note, to what we were looking at right now, and I did this with Tmux in the past, right? But it adds that additional layer, right? And I felt
Mhm.
it a little bit slower. You don't feel it that much, but if you spend a lot of the day in the terminal or most of the day in the terminal, you feel it when it's gone. So I
Oh
feel
yeah,
that it
absolutely.
improved a little bit, and one less tool. And I haven't been using Tmux for what, 2 months, over 2 months, I think. And yeah, it's been great. Do you use sessions or you don't?
I don't use sessions. I actually have my own sort of solution for that I just did long before Kitty.
Uh-huh.
So I haven't felt the need for sessions personally, which is why it took so long for me to add sessions to Kitty because I didn't need it personally.
Uh-huh.
In fact, in my interview with you was something that moved it up in the to-do list a little bit.
Hmm.
Uh,
And what
so
what what was your solution for
so I kind
sessions?
of have I have a so I use Hyperland as my window manager currently, but I actually have a sort of extension for it of my own that allows me to do various things. So I can actually I use that as my integration point for creating a session, not the terminal,
Oh, the window
because this
manager.
existed. This existed a long time ago. Before I had Kitty.
It took
Yeah.
me quite some time to migrate away from Tmux because then you have to think about the scroll back. But I love
Mhm.
that I can use Kitty scroll back. I'm just opening Neovim right now with the scroll back. I don't have
Mhm.
colors, but Justin from the Neovim team told me that this is something available in Neovim 0.12, right? So if I do
Right.
this right now, and if I bring up the scroll back, if I press the letter M on my keyboard, brings it up,
Mhm.
right? I don't have colors at the moment, but I do have like numbers and I have the jump plugin
Right.
here. So if I want to jump here, I can do it. So
Mhm.
it's awesome. But
And I see you're using cursor trails as well.
yeah, I am using the trails as well. Yep.
Yeah,
But
no. The cursor trails was actually a contribution, a PR from someone. It was not something that was on my radar, but I was happy to merge it. It's
oh
quite a
yeah,
popular feature.
yeah, it's pretty popular because that's something that Ghosty came up with, and everyone's like cursor trail. So yeah, you cannot stay behind. Yeah. So,
Oh no, Kitty had cursor trails about a year before Ghosty.
oh,
Kitty
it,
was the
it did.
first. Kitty was the first terminal to have cursor trails. It was copied from Neovim, which is not a terminal.
Yeah, I've
But
used Neovite, and I like the cursor
mhm.
trails there. Yeah.
So the contributor who contributed it to Kitty copied it from Neovim.
Hmm.
Um, and Kosti implemented it very recently, I think a few months back.
Uh-huh.
Kitty's had it for more than a year.
Going back to Alacrity, I think Alacrity is intended to be used with Tmux. I'm not sure. Well, or is it intended to be used with your window manager? Since you mentioned,
Yeah,
right?
either one works, I guess. The Tmux thing never made sense to me. Like Alacrity's big selling point was that it was speed, but then if you run 10 Tmux inside it,
Mm-hmm.
its performance sucks.
Uh-huh.
The end user performance sucks. So it never made any sense to me.
Uh-huh.
I have in fact on the Kitty benchmark page, I benchmark various terminals using a benchmark tool, everything. And so Alacrity does well, but then when you do Alacrity plus Tmux, the performance halves. It
It
really
halves.
halves. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
so it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, we talked about Tmux a lot in the previous video. So if someone has
Yes.
questions about Tmux, go and watch that interview. Kovid shares all his thoughts on Tmux, right? Not your favorite tool. And
Yeah, I don't want to sound too negative. I mean, Tmux has its uses. It's people, especially for people who like to use it on remote servers or whatever. It makes sense. It's a useful tool, but it has certain downsides that I think outweigh its usefulness.
moving to other topics, your IDE. Why did you choose Neovim and why didn't you go with Emacs? Because it seems that Emacs has a lot of the things that you want, single environment that does everything.
So the main reason is that
What about handheld? Because you mentioned that you use your laptop keyboard and your hands are big. Aren't they like this the whole time? Have you ever thought about split keyboards?
I actually bought myself a split keyboard and started using it and taught myself to touch type and stuff.
We're all going that route. We're all finding ways because I'm in my chair here. I'm not comfortable. I bought one of those standing desks. I never used it. I used it like 5 times. Now it has never
Mhm.
gone up. Now that didn't work. So I think that's the OG way. That's the next step. I'm going to talk to my wife and she's going to be like, but now what? She's not going to be happy about it.
yeah, this was. I actually had to convince my wife to get me this as a birthday present.
do do your purchases have to go through the approval of the boss in the house?
I think from Red Hat, I moved to Gen 2 again because of the tinkering thing, and then at some point, about 20 years ago, I think I switched to Arch, and I've
Uh-huh.
been with Arch. I've been with Arch ever since then. Mostly because the compile times in Gen 2 were getting really too annoying. So uh, I switched to Arch.
Uh-huh.
I actually run Arch on all my servers as well,
Oh, really?
and not
So you're
just
not
not
scared
just
of
on my.
anything? You're not scared of
No,
anything?
not at all. I have the I have the I don't know, maybe it's hubris, but I feel that any software problem I can solve it.
Uh-huh.
So
Modesty
yeah.
apart, right? Modesty apart.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just have that attitude. I'm not scared of having a software problem. I've struggled with problems many times, but
You look more stable. You look more like a Debian person. What are your thoughts on Debian?
um,
And have you thought about this other one out there? OS, yeah, it's an operating system. Nix that everyone talks about. You should move to Nix. Have you heard about it? Do you have any thoughts?
so I'm probably gonna get flamed for this, but I find NixOS is